What is going on, guys? Josiah LaRue here. So today we're going to be talking about the Amazon Kindle. So let's go! So yeah, today we're going to be talking about the Amazon Kindle. Now this is not a new product. This is, I think, the 4th or 5th generation of this one, and Amazon has a whole different line of Kindles. But I purchased this because I was looking for a cheap e-reader that I could use, that I could just throw in my bag and use whenever I'm out on the go. Because I wanted to read books. I haven't been able to do that in a while. I want something that I could load hundreds of books on and use wherever I am. And still have a really good battery life. I'm also going on a trip in a little while. I just got back from vacation and other things, and having this Kindle with me was a really nice thing because I could just pull it out, read wherever I am, shut it off, and not ever have to really worry about charging it. This thing has about a month-long battery life if you're not heavily browsing the internet or doing anything like that, or just occasionally reading could last even longer. So battery life is really good. It is lightweight and just really easy to use. So today we are going to be unboxing an Amazon Kindle. So let's jump right into it. Open it up with my trusty unboxing knife. Slide that across right there. Amazon, pretty basic packaging. And boom, Kindle. Now this is a refurbished model, so it was cheap, but you get a Kindle and a USB to micro USB charging cable. It does not come with a power brick, but pretty much any wall wart adapter will work. It says simply power it on by using the power button. Slide that out. Get to know your Kindle. Let's first look at the documentation right here. Get to know your Kindle. Getting started is easy. Simply charge the battery by connecting the included USB port as shown, and use a power adapter sold separately, and you can learn more online. Terms and conditions. So let's open her up right now. And boom. Must say it's really lightweight. I really do like that. Pretty simple at the bottom here. It's got just 3 ports on the bottom here. You got your micro USB, I'm guessing a reset button, and then a home/power button right there. And the rest of it is simply controlled by touch. So let's see if we can turn her on. Oh, it's flashing. Kindle. Let me search English, United States. Next. Kindle, high contrast touch display, read without glare, weeks of battery life, holds thousands of books. Let's get started. Connect to Wi-Fi. Now it's connecting. Connecting to Amazon. And go ahead and put in my Amazon account. So now you can link your Facebook and Twitter accounts. I'm just gonna connect those later. Don't need to share my book reading right now. I already have a Goodreads account, but I don't need one at this time. I'm gonna try and continue without a Prime membership, being as I already have one. Okay, so you can see all your ones that are on the cloud and on this device to see what's already on there. Tap a book to open it. Tap anywhere on this area to go to the next page. Tap that area to go back. Tap this area to display toolbar. Have options like that. Tap and hold to see what it means. Tap outside to close. You can X-ray, you can look it up on Wikipedia. You can highlight it. And let's just go home. So there we are. I mean, it's like browsing Kindle, but in a e-ink display, and I must say I actually kind of like it. It's crisp, it's clear, it's easy to read, even with the light shining on it. Like, there's not really any glare. I mean, you see some refraction, but still read it quite nicely. So, see what other things it has. You can shop the Kindle store. You can open up their browser. They actually have a web browser which you can use. It's kind of janky, but it works. You can see collections. Let's go to settings. Oh, so you can turn on airplane mode. You can join a Wi-Fi network. You can register this device. You can set up options. Overall, pretty cool. So I got everything set up. So whenever you like turn it off, it doesn't actually like turn off unless you like power it down completely. It just kind of goes into a low power resting mode, and then that way they can also advertise to you. So the way to like unlock it or turn it back on, because I did set a password, is you push the power button at the bottom and it'll say, hey, you have a passcode. So let me put that in. And boom. Then it says now you have to swipe to unlock, so it's kind of like a two-step thing. And then you're back to your main thing. So this is your main page, and you can look on the cloud to see what books you have. I have a few different PDFs and stuff. And then on my device I have one which is just the manual. You can see view by recent of what you've seen, and then you can pull up different stuff. You can shop the Kindle store, you can do your Kindle free time, your vocabulary builder, the experimental browser, which does work, but like I said, it's not the greatest, and sync and check for items and other things. So overall, just a basic device. One thing I did notice, and just in holding it, I'm not sure if you can quick catch the light, but the back plastic is going to pick up stuff that if you have on your fingers like grease or oils, it does pick that up. And this is what comes in the box with your refurbished Kindle. So let's talk specs. The Kindle comes in at about 6.5 inches tall, 4.5 inches wide, and less than 3/4 of an inch thick. It's about 6.7 ounces and just really easy to use. It has a 6-inch display. It is e-ink, so it's very crisp, clear, easy to read in just about any light. However, it does not have any backlight, so you're not going to be reading this thing in the dark. You're going to have some ambient light around you. But because it has this e-ink display that is very sharp and easy to read, it allows it for great battery life. Like I said, about 4 weeks on just regular use. Now, if you're browsing the internet a lot, this thing does have Wi-Fi, so you can download new books over the internet or send it books through a specific email address it has. You can also browse the web through its experimental browser. It's a little bit fuzzy. Not every page loads correctly in its size or whatever, but you can still like check your email or whatever right through your Kindle, which is pretty dang impressive. It's fairly easy to operate. If you touch the left side of the screen, you typically go back, and if you touch the right side of the screen, you typically go forward. It also has forward and back buttons up at the top, as well as a menu. Settings is pretty limited, but then again, there's not much to this. This is pretty much devoted to e-reading. You can quickly browse their own store. It'll also show you ads when it's in locked mode. It'll show you ads for books you might want to read, so that's pretty cool. You can quickly browse through the store, download new books, and immediately start reading them. Reading them is absolutely a joy. I can adjust the size to different font size. Typically I have really small, so I can load more of the text onto the page, but you can adjust that so you can have really big font if you have harder eyesight. You can easily press and hold on a word and it'll show the dictionary definition, or you can look it up to see where it's been listed in other things and Google it or Wikipedia it, so you can search the context of the word, where it's appeared in other things, its definition. So there's a lot of stuff you can do digging into the book. Now, because the Kindle is from Amazon, you have access to the entire Amazon store, so you have thousands of books, magazines, PDFs, and anything else that is in the Amazon library you can easily rent, read, or buy. You can also subscribe to magazine subscriptions. Those will appear on your Kindle. You can also send just about anything that's an ebook or PDF or whatever to the device, either syncing it locally through the USB port, which is also used for charging, or you can specifically email your file to a unique email address which automatically loads it onto your Kindle. That's pretty dang awesome. Also, if you have a public library, a lot of public libraries are doing this now, where you can rent books, ebooks, of popular books in the library to your Kindle, and then you have access to it for however many weeks you have access to a regular book checked out from the library, and then afterwards it revokes access and you can no longer access the book until you check it out. So that's pretty cool. You can literally read hundreds and hundreds of books. This specific Kindle has 4 gigs of internal memory, so you can load thousands and thousands of books on there, depending on how big the book is, but thousands of books, and then be able to use them and access them wherever you are. For the international folks out there, you can change the language of not only the interface in the Kindle, so settings, the store, or whatever else, to a different language, but you can also change the books that you're reading it in. Kindle will actually try and render over the books, if it was in English, to French or Spanish or German or whatever language that you want to read it in. It will convert it for most books. I think that's mainly Kindle stored books, not every PDF that you necessarily send it, but that's another cool feature. So what are my thoughts on the Kindle? For me, the Kindle was a great buy. I got it for a really good price on sale, and for what it is, it does what I want it to do. It is an ebook reader. It allows me to read books wherever I am on the go. This thing is super lightweight. I can even shove it in the back pocket of my jeans. I can read books wherever I am. It has Wi-Fi, so I can browse the web if I really wanted to, or if I want to load new books on there, I can do that wherever I have a Wi-Fi hotspot. With its super long life battery, I don't have to worry about plugging it in all the time. I can just check if the battery's getting low, throw it on for a couple hours or overnight, and then be good to go for at least another month. I'm really excited to see what I can do with my Kindle, particularly when I go on long trips, and just load it up, throw it in my bag, and be able to read books wherever and whenever I want. One other thing I did notice about the Kindle is that the touchscreen is really good, but it's not always the most precise, but it doesn't really have to be unless you're trying to specifically select text. Found that a little bit janky, but if you're just maneuvering through it, very nice. However, it is a little bit touchy. If you accidentally bump the screen, it will flip to the new page. So sometimes it took me where I accidentally bumped it a couple times and it skipped forward a couple pages and I had to skip back. Or kids with active fingers sometimes like to come up and, oh, what are you doing? Tap on your screen and then you lose your page. Sometimes you have to go back. So I kind of wish there's like a screen lock where you could still have it on and reading, but it locked the screen so other people couldn't touch it. But, you know, it's software. What do you expect from a cheap Kindle? But other than that, I really enjoyed my Kindle experience. So should you buy a Kindle? Well, are you looking for a cheap and easy ebook reader that you can easily maneuver with your fingers and not have to worry about charging and throw thousands of books on? Then this Kindle is for you. If you're looking for something smarter like color screen or backlight or something else, then this Kindle isn't for you. However, Amazon does have you covered with other models. They have their Kindle Paper, which is a different type of display. It's whiter, and it does have a backlight. They also have their Kindle Fires, which are actually full-on smart tablets that have a color display, so you can load on Android apps and you can read books or surf the internet or whatever. So there's literally a Kindle device for you in whatever you're looking for. But if you're looking for simple, easy book reading with a cheap device that you can just throw in your bag and not have to worry about, then the Kindle is for you. So yeah guys, that's been my review of the Amazon Kindle. Overall, it's a great device and I really enjoy it, and is probably something worth checking out. Let me know in the comment box down below, what did you think about my review of the Amazon Kindle? Do you already have one? Do you enjoy it and recommend it? If not, let me know why in the comment box down below. As always guys, thanks for watching. Remember you can check out the last episode right here, what I talked about right here. Remember hit that like and subscribe button down below so you don't miss any new reviews like this or anything else that I do. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace!